Hello everyone, Artman here, and welcome to this new series, I guess, called Tech Tips with Artman. This is basically a series where I just find stuff on the internet that I really like about stuff, tech that I use and you might use, and then I just try to bring it to you guys. That's the whole point of this, and hopefully, you guys like it. If you do, let me know. Beyond that, let's continue. Today's video is going to be specifically about some Microsoft Edge tricks that you might not know, which I personally find really cool. Now, I will not be delving into too much detail. Let me know if you want that, but as of right now, this is just the basic of what I'm going to do, which is introduce you to all of the things that I find interesting, and then when you feel like you're ready for the details, let me know. Okay, so let's begin. All right, what is it that I have open here? Oh yes, it's Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge is the browser that you get built in along with Windows. It's a pretty capable browser. It used to be its own browser, but now it uses the Chromium engine, which is the same engine that Google Chrome uses, or Vivaldi, Brave, all of these major browsers use. Not Firefox. Firefox uses its own browser base, I guess, or source code. Chromium, well, it's an open source browser code. Google Chrome and all of these other browsers are built on top of that. So whatever features they want to add and stuff like that. Now, the reason why people prefer other alternative browsers is because Google Chrome has a lot of analytics and tracking in the background, which causes it to be very highly intensive on the amount of storage it uses, the amount of RAM it uses, the amount of overall hogging of all of your hardware resources. I actually made a video comparing Brave browser to Google Chrome on my channel. I'll put it up over here. At the same time, I'm gonna recommend that you guys do a little bit of research on your own, but let's just move on to the next point. Today we have very interesting things that we need to talk about. First and foremost, we are going to be talking about what I personally think is brilliant: tab groups. Now, this is something similar to what Vivaldi has. Vivaldi has tab stacks. Now, tab stacks are basically, you know what, it's best if I show you. As you can see over here, this is a Vivaldi new window of Vivaldi. Now I use this specifically, I use Vivaldi for my power user needs, but this is what I'm going to talk about. So now let's say over here I use the web font fontsub.pro, this website. Over here, let's say in the next one, I open the Poco M2 Pro XDA page, and let's just the changelog for Windows, the changewindows.org, the website that tracks all of the different change logs. Now, let's say I want to clump it all together and make sure that I have my own individual workspaces for my work. Now, this is very interesting because I can drag and drop it onto the particular workspace, and now I have very interesting sort of collection of tabs that I can use to make my work lighter. But it doesn't stop there. If you right click and you go to rename tab stack, you can rename this to general or whatever the hell you want. Now I just pressed enter. Now I have a tab stack called general, which has 3 tabs as shown here, and they recently introduced the secondary tab stack, or the secondary tab bar. Now that is also very interesting because you don't have to worry about it opening all over here. So in a way, this video is also about Vivaldi, but okay, now if you lock that, no matter where you go, you still have that one thing. So like, let's say you go here, you can just drag it there and it'll come over here. That's cool. That's pretty cool, right? But that's not what we're going to talk about. We're talking about Edge. Now, Edge does not have the same second tab bar layer, but it does have something that Chromium or well, Google Chrome and all of these browsers have added. If you use your smartphone and if you use Google Chrome or Brave on your smartphone, you might have noticed that when you open something on one window or on one tab and you click a link, then it automatically adds a small kind of layer or where basically you see two circles. I'll add a screenshot / screen recording to help facilitate all of this, but you see that, and that is a tab group. Now unfortunately you cannot rename it yet on Brave or Google Chrome. I might be wrong about Google Chrome. I haven't used Google Chrome in a very long time, but about Brave I can be certain because I regularly use it on my smartphone. Brave does not have renaming of tab groups. On your desktop at least, you will have this feature. One fun fact that not a lot of people know is if you press Control and then you click on two or more tabs, you can select these tabs, right? Now I'm going to right click or any of the three tabs that I've selected, add tabs to new group. Now let's say I want to name this general and I want to give this a teal color. Now cool. Now because I'm inside right now, it's expanded. Let's say I go to the new tab over here, right? Let's say I'm in the new tab. This is taking up a lot of space, you might have noticed. What do I do now? You just tap on the label and it gets minimized. It's so good. This is so good. I mean, admittedly it's not as good as Vivaldi's double tab bar layout, but it's still pretty good. And if you if you use this, you can go into the settings so that whenever you open Edge again, you can make sure that it retains all of the tabs. So if you go on to start and home, and when you go over here, then when Edge starts over there, there's usually the open new tab page, or you can open tabs from the previous session. Now if you keep this option, or if you select this option, I'm just going to illustrate what that does. Close all, and then I'm opening it again, and now the settings which was highlighted initially is still there. If you notice, this has reloaded. There is an option that allows you to kind of freeze your, now it might not work immediately, like if I right click over here and I go over here, because on Vivaldi there is an option. Let me just show you that. Let's say I open, once again, let's just open random stuff just for the sake of the font change. Okay, and let's keep the start page. Let's close the start page. Okay, cool. So now these are websites, and let's just unlock this for a second just so that you get a familiar interface. Now let's say I'm on the XDA forum for Poco M2 Pro. Let's say I'm using it and I notice that my laptop is not working well, because let's say there's a lot of tabs open, or maybe it's I use my data hotspot, right, my mobile hotspot, and my data usage is climbing and I do not want it to be used too much, because usually what happens is websites do tend to, even if you're not doing anything on it, there is a little bit of data that is being used in the background. So what do? On Vivaldi there's an option. You right click, you click hibernate background tabs, and all of them are hibernated. So when you go on those tabs, like for example, let's say I open change windows, it will reload the website from scratch, and that is right. But that might not be the case on Microsoft Edge. What it does is basically there's this thing called idle, if I'm not wrong. Okay, it's not called idle, it's sleep, I guess. Yes, sleeping tabs. Now what sleeping tabs does is after a little bit of time, these tabs go to sleep, like they stop working, same as hibernating. So you can set after how long of inactivity you want it. It's not as good as like just right clicking on Vivaldi, right clicking and just hibernating, but it's pretty good. They will appear faded when saving memory and CPU. So let's say I set it to 30 seconds of inactivity, right? So when I am talking right now, let's say I'm showing you random stuff and I'm explaining to you, like for example, never put these sites. You have exceptions as well. You can set exceptions, like for example, if I click add and I click a site, so let's say this is in the background and you want to make sure that that particular website, if it is open in a tab, you do not want it to go to sleep, then what do? Pretty simple, you just put it in the exception and it just stops doing that. It's a very nifty solution. It's pretty cool. It's very useful in most situations, and yeah, it's also kind of just very nice. Now there's also stuff that I will be talking about later, which is the PWA, or progressive web app. Now that is something that we'll be talking about very soon, but as of right now, it's not something we're going to talk about immediately, because I'm showing you the tab groups thing. Now this thing is still on, I believe. Okay, yes. Now in the example over here, you can see that the enhancer, the home, and Google Meet have all been faded out. That has to do with the fade sleeping tabs. You can turn it on or off. So it's better to keep it on, keep the fade sleeping tabs on, because that way you know that these tabs are faded, these tabs are not on. And it's very nifty, it's very useful, it's really cool, and that's just something I wanted to show you. This allows you to optimize your performance and whatnot. Now let me just minimize the tab group. It's really hard to keep the same layout, which is why I told you to use the same, like when you open a new window, it keeps the same thing. There is also this thing called add all tabs to collections. What that does is basically, if you open like a set of tabs and you want to make sure that whenever you open that collection, it opens the collections as is, right? So let's say I add all of these tabs to a collection. Okay, I open that collection. You can change the name of the collection, just blah, blah. Cool, right? Now, okay, what we'll do is, you know what, let's just search. Okay, collections button, I have added it there. Let's say I close all of this. Okay, let's say I close this tab, close this group, sorry. So first of all, I've closed this group. I open Microsoft Edge. It's all gone. What do? I open collections. I go to blah blah, right? You can delete it and whatnot. Press the. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it just added the new tab for some reason new, and then you go over here and you open all, right? And fun fact, it opens all of this as a tab group. If you've noticed, it opens this as a tab group. So ideally, if you go to collections, you can create a new collection. Like for example, I create a general. Let's say I go back. I add this. Let's see this. Sort by, copy all. I go to general and then I just paste it here. Done. I did Control V by the way, and then I go back. I delete blah blah. I close group. Now what do? I click here. I click this. I can actually, ideally, I can just open all. You see? Now, over here, if I go into the settings of general tab group, I can set whatever color I want. I went back. Okay, I said close group. I went here again. I open all. It keeps on opening in gray. That is something that hasn't been handled, I guess. I don't know why. Hopefully, this whole experience was good enough. If you don't find it good enough, let me know. I will try to make it as good as possible. Also, the video quality is bad because I'm using my webcam. I have to use like a lot of jugaad to keep my smartphone over there. So if you think the webcam quality is really bad, I mean it is, but if you think that it's taking away from the experience, then let me know. I'll try to solve that problem, probably buy a tripod. I'm not sure. I think you can get it for like 250, 300, but I'm not sure. So let me know If you want better video quality, I'm trying to adjust with all of this. So I'm new to this. If you have anything that you'd like to suggest, if you have something that could contribute to my video quality, then let me know. Not just the webcam quality, but like the video quality, content quality, let me know. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, like, share, subscribe, and if you have subscribed already, then don't click the subscribe button, because you've subscribed, and if you click it, you'll get unsubscribed. And if you click it, you'll get unsubscribed, and then that's a big problem, because I want you as my subscriber. I will stalk you. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.